Yo. So let me tell you a little story. A good buddy of mine gave me some recent feedback on this show, Free to Be Me. She said, and I quote, I couldn't really tolerate your show. It doesn't really attract intellectuals, more of the, prison culture demographic. Okay. So, that took me aback just a little bit, but I get your point. We're always featuring young and upcoming rap artists. A lot of times those young upcoming rap artists from the South glorify violence in their lyrics. You can look at any upcoming Baton Rouge artist and Google their lyrics, and you will see what I call evidence of murder rap. The culture is at a state where it is a lot of murder, kill, from the famous twins to, Lit Yoshi and Fredo Bang, the Bang Man. Louisiana is a southern state producing the latest music hits in the murder rap culture. That is true. And in my city alone, I must admit the violence rate has doubled since I was a child. I can see crime rate doubling, just paying attention to the news. Now, music isn't to blame, but somehow our children's music, which, let's face it, was our music, let's be real, has led to a genre of violence and criminal activity to be accepted and sought after, and in some cases, this is what children want to be, gangsters. But what is murder rap? Murder rap is media-controlled music meant to anger and divide a nation. It rewards genocide and advocates all-around violent behavior. Now, when did we see this come to fruition? Between 1980s to the late 2016, we were under a reign they like to call the prison industrial complex. I think we still are, actually. The prison industrial complex. The prison industrial complex, which is a term we use to describe the overlapping interests of government and industry that use surveillance, policing, and imprisonment as solutions to economic and social political problems. All that fancy wording to state that governments and industries that produce surveillance equipment, police training, imprisonment by building the prison, running the prison, coming up with the whole structure of prisons, the whole economic profit structure of prisons. All of that is orchestrated on purpose to deal with a socio-economic problem. Black and brown people have always been seen as a problem to those who are in control. Through its reach and impact, the prison industrial complex helps and maintains the authority of people who get their power through racial, economic, and other privileges. There are many ways this power is collected and maintained through prison industrial complex, including creating mass media images that keep alive stereotypes of people of color, poor people, queer people, immigrants, youth, and other oppressed communities. Keeps this image alive of them as a criminal, delinquent, or deviant. Criminal, delinquent, or deviant. Why do they do this? This power is maintained to earn huge profits for private companies that deal with prisons and police forces. It is also used to help earn political gains for those tough on crime politicians like Ronald Reagan. He was seen as tough on crime in the 80s, and he wanted to punish those wanting to get rich from the drugs that he was having the CIA fly in. Honestly, so it's all a trap. Alright, on Free to Be Me, we're going to play some music so that we can spark these conversations. So what do you want to do, Rush? What are we going to do about the prison industrial complex? There is a link that we'll provide later on in the post somewhere for the Critical Resistance Org. It's criticalresistance.org. They have an abolition movement to abolish the prison industrial complex. Also, We have noted that there is an initiative for prison reform at Tufts University. The Jonathan M. Tisch College of Civic Life has hosted the Tufts University Prison Initiative, TUPIT, and that's going to bring Tufts faculty and students together with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people, or educators, or organizers, or correction staff and scholars of criminal justice to facilitate creative and collaborative responses to the problems of mass incarceration and racial injustice. Yeah, so for all of those who thought that Freedom Be Me was just your ordinary studs watching girls twerk channel, not really. You know, we put some stuff on the surface, but let's get a little bit deeper. Tonight, Free to Be Me.
He can do me in the afternoon, have me hollering in the late night, saying this is just me. In the bathroom, he can do me in the swimming pool. We can do it in the hallway, he can do me in any room. And my man, he give me good love. I just can't get enough of his touches and his rubbing. He's sitting me chill, off of my body. Got me begging for more and more and more of his kisses and his hugging. He can do me in the morning, he can do me in the afternoon, got me hollering in the late night, saying this is just for you. He can do me in the bathroom, he can do me in the swimming pool, in the hallway, he can do me in any.
Yo, what's good?
What's good? What's good? How y'all
Yeah.
doing today?
How you doing?
Oh, wow.
Good.
Yeah, Dread. Hadn't talked to you in a while. What's been up?
Nothing much. Same old thing, grinding. That's about it. I'm
You
grinding
always
now.
working. Listen,
Always working.
they was asking about you, you know. And people say they want to get to know you. What's going on? Who are you? Because maybe I didn't do a good job introducing who we are, what's Free to Be Me, and all of that. So first, we want to thank y'all for being here. For those of you who are watching, I appreciate that. Either you're watching it live or you're watching it later. Either way, I appreciate you clicking on it and tuning in. And I want to remind everybody, go ahead on before we get deeper to these relationship topics and these other topics. Go ahead on and like, comment, or subscribe. I'm sorry, like, share, or subscribe. It's nothing to comment on just yet. But go ahead on and hit the like button, hit the share button, you know, so when you go back to laugh later, your friends know what y'all, you know, who y'all all talking about. But Dreadhead, yeah, they say they don't know you. Like, what's up with you? Who are you?
Shoot, I'm dreadhead and tatted. But besides that, I'm I'm an engaged stud out here. Um, I'm currently working right now. I'm always on the grind. But this topic that we're going to discuss today is very interesting to me because I have a master's in criminal justice, and
Wow.
with my education and some of my experience, I have seen a lot of mass incarcerations. Being working in the prison system before. So this is that's just me, professional in the daytime, and I'm me at nighttime.
So you have a degree in criminal justice.
I have 2 degrees, matter of fact.
You have 2 degrees.
Not 1, but 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
that's
So
me.
yeah, so you have an undergrad and a master's.
I have an undergrad. I have 2 masters.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Get me together. That's what I'm trying to make sure I got it all. So you got an undergrad and 2 masters, and one of those masters is criminal justice.
And criminal justice, yeah.
Okay. So you are, in my mind, very well versed and can speak on the subject with some credibility. That's how I feel. And T, do we have T on? Are you able to join T? And just, I was gonna do ladies first. Hey Terry, and
Hey,
just for
hey,
the
hey.
viewers out there, we're doing a little brief introduction. Terry, I have a degree in computer science, so I have a bachelor's of science in computer science. Yeah, so I'm very proud of that, and I do other things, get other take other courses along the way. I've been doing this since I was 15, and I'm not gonna say my age, but it's over 20 years that I've been in IT. So we'll just leave it like that. And Terry, who are you? Can you introduce yourself to the folks so they can understand? Now, Terry, originally, you're not even from Louisiana. You were someone that I ran across on Facebook, and we met on Facebook through a post. And you really liked the show. When I shared the show with you, you thought the show was dope and you wanted to come on. But I think we did talk a little bit about the fact that you work a couple jobs as well. You're a pharmacy tech, and I believe you're a CNA. And
Yeah.
yeah, but you just kind of click with the group and you here to offer your opinion. Did I leave anything out? Because I know we've been asking you this question. I didn't want to make you go over it over and over again. You're gonna say, Rashawn, I told you that last week, but I wanted to make sure I heard you, and then for this show that we do kind of let everybody know who's on here. Do you have any
Um,
degrees at all, Terry? Did you go to
I
college?
do. I have, yes, I went to college. I went to SEMO in Cape Girardeau, Missouri Southeast for business management. Yes, I have a degree in business management. I've been a manager majority of all my life. I just switched over to nursing. I'm getting ready to start school next month for LPN, and I'm gonna go for my RN and probably my BSN later on. I'm not sure, um, but
Now, is that
I'm just a
scary switching careers after so long? Here I am. I'm in a professional world now. I'm making YouTube videos. So it's pretty frightening. Is that
I
did you
mean,
feel
from
that
my
scary?
background, me being a manager majority of my life since I was 19 and I'll be 50 in November. Switching over is very scary. Going back to school is very scary because one minute I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school, and next minute I'm not. So when the time comes, we'll see. But
Right.
yeah, it's definitely scary going into a field. You know, starting over, starting fresh. It's always scary.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us tonight again. T, do we have
Wouldn't
you
miss
on?
it.
Tanya, do we have you on? Oh, sorry. She got a little thing on. All right. So pretty much we're gonna just go ahead on and roll into the topic. We'll do her introduction a little bit later. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you guys had a chance to tune in the beginning, but basically I was retelling a story about a friend of mine, someone who's an intelligent lady who I like to get her opinion from time to time. And I shared the show with her, and as a good friend, she took a peek or so. But her brutal, honest comment, which is why I converse with her, is because she gives, her brutal, honest comment. She felt like this show would only attract, she called it prison culture,
Wow.
and people that didn't have a very high intellect. Apparently. So, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Now I am trying to bridge a gap, and keep it a little youthful. I want an audience geared around the children of the day. The generations that coming up behind us, especially like my godchild who's 17 years old right now, or any young adults. You see what I'm saying? And it's not just about, to me, any kind of gay type of situation, but It's about what's going on. It's about what your children are coming into, whether that's gay, straight, or whatever. You know, this is the world they are inheriting from us. And so, I'm trying to do my part, take some accountability. So mass incarceration, saying that we attract the prison crowd, it's okay. Where the culture is right now, it all reflects some type of prison. So that's why I'm like, I'm not even gonna be mad at it. You see what I'm saying? Because I get it. We talk about a lot of hip hop artists over here. I grew up on hip hop. I'm as old as hip hop. I love hip hop. I'm not letting hip hop go ever. Rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, it belongs to us. I feel like it's almost like a church hymn in the old days. It's the way that we communicate our story to each other. But something has happened. Our story is tainted, or it's only some negative murder rap, like I said in my intro. You know what I mean? And when I took a deeper look, it's like that may be all by design. If you can control a body of people's minds and what they do and how they perceive life, you can eat off of them for centuries. And so I feel like that has happened to us, and it is now time for us to break free. And we are free to be me. So I like it. It is of me. This is what my children listen to. But at the same time, I'm smart enough and wise enough to understand that there is a trap that was created with us in mind. Mass incarceration. That's today's topic. Let's get into it, and then we're gonna
No. I have a question.
To prison love. Have you ever been in love? Could you be a prison bae? You think you got what it takes to be a hot prison bae? We're gonna morph into that as the relationship topic. Go ahead, Terry. What's up?
My question is for you, regarding the young lady's comment. How do you feel about that, and do you agree with her?
I was taken aback, as I said in my introduction. I was, okay. No, I didn't know. I had no idea that would come out of her mouth. So that was interesting. But like I said, if that's the image that she thinks we portray, let's talk about it. And I feel like you can't be a stud without, somebody thinking that you unintelligent. About sick of that. About sick of that. Go ahead.
I'm very intelligent.
You on mute or something, Dred? I can't hear you. Dred? Let me see. I can't hear you. You're not on mute. You off mute, but I don't know. I can't hear you. Can y'all hear Dred? Can anybody hear Dred? No, I don't hear you. I don't know. All right, look. Let me just let you reconnect it, okay? Reconnect it. Go ahead, get it together. I know you got something you had wanted to say. Now, what were you saying, Trail or Terry? Y'all got something to say?
No, I asked you the question I want to ask.
Oh, how it make me feel that the friend said it?
Yeah.
Well, and it also, to be honest, it made me feel like that's another part of my conversation. Black people are real quick to give up on other black people. We real quick. We just lump them all in, and we discount them just like everybody else, And so we talk about all this disenfranchised, this and that, but your own black people gonna dish you the fastest. Hate on you, think you ain't shit, whatever it is, lump you in. And yeah, it's true. Maybe a certain, maybe stereotypes stem from certain truths, but certain truths get, oversaturated and misused and abused on purpose is what I'm trying to prove by controlling the media. That's something called the prison industrial complex. That's a part of their plan, is to take over the media or to portray certain images in the media such that we're force-fed these images. And now even black people hate other black people. They've been doing it to us for years. Whether it's your skin color, now it's your economic status, because the wealth disparity gap and money's the new Jim Crow. That's the new way to discriminate against somebody. I think we got Dre here, got added back. What's up, Dre? You won't? Yeah. You say something?
So basically, she was saying that you all look like drug dealers or gang members because what y'all studs and y'all got dreads. Is that what I'm carrying from that? Like I'm trying to get
Well, I
what her
tried to
logic
ask
was
her. I tried to
instead.
get a little deep with it, like a specific,
Uh-huh.
but she wouldn't get in specifics. But she said the whole thing, from the look and feel. I guess my entire
Damn.
aesthetic, as the pictures and the logo. I mean, I did all that. I grew up off of hip hop, and that's what I stood by it, and that's what I explained to her. I'm a hip hop kid, so and I'm a scientist,
Wow.
so that's okay.
Wow.
That's quite all right
Right.
because I want
Because
other
I
hip
think
hop
all over this
kids
dope.
who are intelligent to feel comfortable in their skin, and that's why I
Right.
do. That's why I'm free to be me, because you can't put no label on me like that. You understand me? And I ain't
Right.
dissing
Right.
where nobody been.
Right.
God put you on a journey and a path to learn a lesson that you need to learn. And who am I to judge your path or your journey? I'm not here to do that.
Right.
But all I could do is be honest with you in the moments that we connecting on some manner, and go from there. Go with
Right.
my history and take every man as I approach them, encounter them, one by one.
Yo, y'all can hear
Dre,
me now?
yeah, I got you now. Go.
Okay.
My
The
fault.
only thing I
Yay.
wanted to say, I had looked back at previous, videos and things like that. And I be smoking my cigar. So I just want to put it out there. I do not smoke marijuana. This is what I smoke. I
But
do
if
not
you
smoke
did, that's
marijuana.
okay.
Put it
If
up
you
there one
did,
more
that's
time.
Oh
okay.
I
no.
don't Put it up there one more time. Now we're not endorsing this brand per se, but what is that? Is that
Yeah.
called a Black and Mild?
It's a BLK.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a Black and Mild, but you get
Mm-hmm.
two for $1.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, in college,
Wow.
I know a lot of people that are professional people now that smoke Black and Miles, and they may still enjoy Black
But
and Miles.
do you care what a person think about you if you did smoke? Like so?
Well, for
Who
me,
cares?
I'm a social worker. I can't do any drugs, so yeah, that
Right,
would
no,
be a
I
big difference.
understand what they're saying. Okay.
Yeah, if you're a professional person, you can't be associated with certain things, or even have the presumption of certain things, Terry. So that's the
Yeah,
society that we
yeah,
in. But that's a different
yeah.
type of jail. Back to mass incarceration. Did y'all know that
Mm.
the prisons were privatized? Did y'all know that corporations make money off of head cop, a per diem man? They call them man days or whatever. It's every bed. They count. You see what I'm saying? And how much money they're gonna make from that unit or that human, like $32 a day or something. It's wild. T, you been awfully quiet.
That's
You got
true.
any thoughts?
I didn't hear you.
I said, do you have any thoughts? You've been awfully quiet.
Um, I think people are going to give their opinion based on what their understanding of the situation is. I don't think you can judge a book by its cover necessarily. I saw a meme of this black female. She's a judge, but she has like this sleeve tattoo all up and down her arm. But if you saw her probably walking down the street, she has a very, very low haircut, and you probably think she worked, checking people out somewhere, behind a counter, not knowing she was actually a judge. So we don't always wear our profession, on us all the time. I mean, you don't know what I am. You don't know what I do based on what I what I have on or anything like that. So you can only judge someone by the way that they carry themselves, as well as the words that they speak and the way that they treat other people.
Right. But I'm tatted. I got some little tats, but I stopped mine right here, so I could be professional. But yeah, that's just what it is, though.
Hmm.
Yeah. But it's nothing to take offense to, I don't think. I
Right.
mean,
Nah, I
if you
don't
know
think
who you
so
are,
either.
you know who you are. So
Yeah. And then I feel like I said, our young black men, they're all kind of targeted, and to that point, a lot of the heroes of our youngsters, um, I in our youngsters' mind today are like Fredo Bang and Lit Yoshi, Young Dirk, folks like that. And I think didn't something happen in Miami with Fredo and Lit Yoshi this weekend or this
Um,
past week?
yeah, last week they were arrested.
Mm.
Yeah, they were arrested, and then it was unfortunate for Fredo Bangs because he was supposed to perform at Rolling Loud. So of course, due to his arrest, he was unable to perform. But he's on parole, and they picked him up on some old. They say he violated his parole, and then with
What was
little
he arrested
lit.
for?
They said he for violating his parole because he currently on parole. They saying basically the guy lit Yoshi, he was living with he's from here from Louisiana, but he was living Fredo Bang is also from Louisiana, but he live in Miami, and lit Yoshi, he's out on $1 million bond. And once he bonded out, he went move with Fredo Bang. So they connected him with some old shootings and picked him up from Fredo Bane's house. So with that being said, they end up charging Fredo Baines because they said there was guns in the home and that there was, I think, maybe one or two stolen vehicles. So because of that, he was charged with violating his parole.
Oh,
Yeah, and I really, I was happy that he was gonna get to perform at Rolling Loud, but because he's from Louisiana, but of course that didn't happen because they didn't give him no bail.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you know about Lit Yoshi? Because it says here that my Oshi. Let me see if I can share it. I don't know if it was sharing. Um, I thought it was sharing it. Hold on 1 second. It says here that I guess I was looking at the Advocate earlier. Yeah, and it said that my Oshi shot at 2 people. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, allegedly he didn't shot at a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's currently out on $1 million bond. But it's a large number of attempted murders he had a shooting, and he's out on bond for that. Then they connected him to another shooting that happened last year,
Mm-hmm.
um, supposedly against one of affiliate with the NBA, NBA young boy and them people.
Mm.
So that's what they picked him up for this time.
Now I know I was watching. I follow him on IG, and I know he a couple months back he was saying that some of the boys out of the NBA camp ratted on him or something like that. And
Yeah, he talking about NBA Nietzsche.
yeah, something about on some paperwork that's public record and it's out. You know.
Yeah, there was a shooting. Allegedly, he was saying that it was NBA. I mean that Yoshi shot at him in Slidell.
Okay.
So that's what this new pickup was on.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's ongoing beef between the TBG and the NBA, and they all from Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Now let me just I just want to know what you think, Marla. Do you think that these boys are targeted or they just can't really get away? If there was no dirt, there wouldn't be no dirt. You see what I'm saying? Or do you think they're targeted?
I feel like with them, my opinion with them, there's all they it's ongoing beef. So I don't really think it's a target because some things really do happen. Now I think this go around Fredo Baines, basically kind of got targeted a little bit just because when they went to his home, there was some guns that allegedly wasn't for him, and there was a stolen car that someone else was in. So because he's on parole, hey, he on parole. This stuff is at his house. I'm gonna pick him up.
Right. Man. And it's just like, soon as these boys take off, you know, it's
Right.
real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it looks like we had a comment. Okay, Doc Morgan. Okay, thank you, Doc. Right on. Fight the power. Support black businesses. All right, and then Doc goes on to say, I personally disagree. Your panel is longer and usually more substantial as far as information in relation to our community than other panels lives that I have seen. We can always improve, but I think she's seeing that through a different lens. Okay, so I guess Doc didn't agree with my friend who thought we were only going to attract the prison crowd. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that makes you feel a lot better. So, yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with prison. You know, I'm not saying that, but it seems to be just an unfair way for another class to kind of rule. And there is something in the Constitution, right? They got rid of involuntary slavery, but they have a clause in there. I read it about voluntary slavery. And voluntary slavery is if you break the rules of the land, you can be in prison. So slavery still exists in America. America is, you know, Americans feel that they have a God-given right to use slavery. It's in the Bible. And, you know, voluntary slavery is when you give up your rights because, you know, you've been convicted of a felony or a crime or some sort. Anyway, that's
I want to know why you feel like that. Where that comes from? Because of we look.
yeah, like I was saying earlier, I tried to get her to pinpoint, but she said all of it. From the music, the how we talk, the what we look like, the imagery, the topics. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, okay. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. Like, I was like, oh, all right. But you
Okay,
know,
well,
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. Sometimes
you want a nigga
I
to
got
get on the
family like that.
intellectual level for us, and the nigga get on the intellect level for us. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can sway any way you want me to sway. But at the same time, I'm going to be me and do what I want to do and what I'm comfortable with doing. But if she won't get on the uppity up level, I can get up the up level too.
I ain't gonna lie, I called it uppity too, Shot. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let me
I know.
say this.
I can get to
Just
whoever
by
I'm talking to. Whoever I'm talking to, I get to. I just put them in front, and we gonna roll. However coming, I'm coming. I can get on any level.
Thank you.
so let me say this. Just by looking at me, you cannot tell that I did 3.5 years in prison. I stabbed my kid's father 7 times because he beat me and I snapped one day. So you can't say that y'all panel looks like this because that's not true. I was very intrigued when I saw you all's first show and I was like, wow, here's some black intelligent people on this podcast doing it and it should keep going. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I've been to prison. I'm not ashamed to tell my story because I feel like I can help some young girl. When a man hits you and he tell you he loves you and he's drunk and he's this and he's that, and then he tells you he's sorry that he loves you, that word love is a powerful word. It's a powerful word. And my son's father beat me once, but he came back like 4 or 5 months later and he hit me again. So the second time I fought him back. And the third time me and my friends was out at a strip club. Me and my gay friends, stud friends, was out at a strip club because he was a police officer. He thought he was all that. Now I didn't stab him the day he did all of this to me. No. I did it 6 months later because I wound up going to the hospital, wound up getting locked up for it, wound up doing time. But before I did time, to make me do time, I was over his house with my children. This was 20, 30 years ago, with my children and taking them over there to see him. And he was like, "Y'all tell this B goodbye." And I snapped. And the knife that I was peeling the apple with for my children, I just snapped on him, and because I thought he was gonna hit me, you know. But by it being 6 months later, they said it was premeditated. Not one time did I think about hurting this man like that. It just I really, really snapped. So you can't tell me you see me in my profession and what I'm doing that oh I've been to prison. I did time. I did this. I did that. No, you could not tell that. So that was I think that was everybody has their own opinion about what they feel and what they think. But what made her say that? Like, where did she get that from? She be around gang members and what? Like, really?
I don't know. Like I said,
Just the
she
first
wouldn't share that.
imagery
Was
and
it
some of the
someone said
content.
that someone gave off the impression of jail or something? Like,
Yeah, one of the feedback that we got from somebody that I would often ask, about feedback about various things, and the show is one. Was that we would attract um more of a prison vibe. We give off a prison vibe, like we would attract incarcerated members, and we did. We attracted Terry, and Terry just shared with us her story.
That was not nice. 'Cause that's not. You know what?
So I mean,
I'm gonna laugh on that.
but I guess I feel like, hey, look, we can get on any kind of level now. Don't come up here talking about because I talk, how I dress. I'm not an intellectual because I can get down with whoever want to get down. Facts. I do it on a daily.
get down
Yeah.
on both levels.
Yeah.
Intellectual, like get down hood with them.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. T, we got G on here. Didn't you want to ask a question?
So a lot of people say either they've been to prison or they've been to jail. And so what's the difference? Does anybody know what's the difference between the two? Or is there a difference? Or is it just a personal opinion that there is a difference
But
between prison and jail?
jail
Yeah,
is
that's the difference.
more like a holding cell, like people that's short, doing a couple months, something like that. Prison is your long term. Your long term is Angola prison. Um, you know, some people up in like Fed prison and federal time and stuff like that. Prison is um more homey from what I hear. You know what I'm saying? They build like more family interest there. On the female side, it's women, so they become pretty much your family. They raise the kids from prison. They, you know, you go and see, your family that come and see you. You have more of a um, more things you can acquire, not like jail where you got commissary. You in prison, I think they wear like regular stuff. It's not home, but you know what I'm saying is it's more comfortable
Prison
if
is?
that's the thing. You muted.
You said prison was it's more comfortable?
Um, yeah, I think prison is not, and that's why I say if that's the thing, because I wouldn't consider it comfortable.
Right.
But it's more free. Like I said, people do more long term in
In
actual
prisons.
penitentiary than actual jail. You know, So it's just a
So,
slight
so
difference.
my intake, yeah, my intake on it is jail is behind a glass. Like if you went to visit somebody in jail, you'll be behind a glass. If you go visit somebody in prison, you can touch them, you can hug them, you can kiss them, you could cook meals with them if they, depending on the situation. To me, when I first went to prison, I was scared because I had to leave my family and things like that, but it was more like a college camp. Everything that I wore outside here in the real world, I wore it in prison. Um,
Oh, okay.
whether it was jewelry, from clothes to whatever, you just have a routine. You have to go to work, you have to get up early, you have to be counted, you have to use the phone at a certain time. Jail, you don't do all of that. Jail is you in a big cell with somebody. Like it could be 30 bunk beds. And that's how jail, I don't know how you all is, but that's how ours is in Missouri. That's what I experienced. Like jail is a big room. You got a desk where the officers sit, and you got about 30 beds, and you talk collect on the phone, and when you go to your visit, you between a glass, like I said, y'all talk on the phone like you see on TV. That is true. Like, you know, yeah, I had relationships in prison. I brought them outside of prison,
Okay,
but
well, that's
I dated women before I went to prison. But
mm,
yeah, I had a relationship in prison.
So what do you mean you brought your relationship out of prison? Like you kept the relationship going while the person was still in prison?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, we human. Yeah, I had a relationship with somebody in there, and I got out before them, and I continued to date them. And when they came home, we continued to date. Um, ouch, we continued to date and see each other and live together actually for a minute. Yeah, but they wasn't ready to give up the lifestyle that they was living, and I went in there because for self to me it was self-defense, but it wasn't, and I know that to this day it wasn't self-defense, but I couldn't get into the lifestyle that they was into. So no, when they went back to prison, I just cut out ties because that's not where I'm at, you know.
Mm-hmm.
prison love. It always has that little taboo, erotic type of tone to it. But I'm just a nerd. I watch Orange is the New Black, so I just want to know, well, I don't. I think I could be a prison babe, maybe. I don't know. And
Really?
according to some other people on here, I'd be probably the soft one. Apparently, they don't think I'm dominant.
So what does that mean? That mean you would
That's
date
how it is.
you would date someone who has been in prison or jail?
I don't know. I take it like if I was in prison, would I be single? I don't know.
Would you what?
When you go to jail, that's the last thing on your mind.
What?
Hmm.
Just fucking with somebody.
Oh.
Hmm.
You want to get the hell out of there, right?
For real.
But if you
Like,
got to do time, it'll help pass your time. Dating somebody, it'll help pass. If you got to do some time, jail ain't nothing. If you got to go to prison and do some time, because for a year for a year I didn't date nobody. For a year I was good, and then the person just kept being persistent, and we started hanging and going to rec together, and eating together and hanging out at the library together. We just started doing things together, and it one thing led to another, and we did our time together, and it helps.
Sounds like college. Sounds like I got my first college girlfriend. That's a whole nother story.
is that how you first started being into women?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I dated women. When I first went to jail, yeah, I dated one of the correctional officers, and when I got a bond, and she bonded me out, then we started dating, and we was together for 5 years, and then, I got locked down. They wound up giving me my time because they kept postponing it for years. they kept postponing it, but
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So yeah,
So they had you
you
in
don't just.
jail for a certain amount of time, and then you were.
I was in jail for like 6 months waiting on a bond. And then
Oh.
when I finally got a bond, they the correction officer I was dating that I was talking to,
Mhm.
she bonded me out and gave me keys to her apartment. And while she was at work, and I went over there and I had buku clothes laid out on her bed, and we stayed together in a relationship.
And then
And
how long
then
after that did you have to serve your time?
3 more years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
And you knew you were going to have to serve during those 3 years. Like you knew.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
When I got bonded
you
out,
were going to court, right? And then you were sentenced, correct?
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
I got
she made
sentenced to
bond.
7 years. Yeah, that bond was just getting me out to, get my stuff together and just
Yeah.
whatever I'm gonna have to do. And I knew both of my lawyers because I had a lawyer from Florida and I had one from St. Louis. And both of my lawyers like, there's no way we can get you probation on this. Only I think if he hadn't have been a police officer, it wouldn't have. I don't think I would have did time. I really, in my heart, don't believe I would have did time.
So he was barely bad. He was injured really bad. Um.
Yeah, he was stabbed 7 times. Yeah.
Well, some people walk away like nothing.
No, he was injured. He was injured bad, but like now, I mean, we get along now. We get along because we got a child together. My child was 30 years old, so yeah.
Hell, you have a grown child. You say you have
Yeah,
kids, though.
I have. No, yeah, my kids was little. I have a 33, a 32, a 30, and a 20-year-old. All boys. Yeah, I have grown kids. This was over 30 years ago, like back when they was little.
Hmm. And were you able to see them while you were in jail?
Yeah, yeah. My best friend Andrea for over 30 years brought them to see me. My mom brought them to see me. Um, yeah, my son's father, one of their fathers brought them to see me, and it's just, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. Life is like a person don't know your story just by looking at you. You don't know what a person been through. You know what I'm saying? For people to judge, like they don't see that I've been home and I got married and my life is a grand to me. To me, my kids always say, "Mama, you winning." My boys tell me that all the time, like, "Mama, you winning," whatever that means. But they don't see all the good things. All the people see is, oh man, she been to prison. Do you know she been to prison? Even when you start dating somebody and somebody know your story or know you or looked you up or whatever the case may be, oh man, she been to prison. Not that she's at home and she's this and she's doing better or he's doing better. They don't see none of that, you know?
Look what
So when
that
you
person
so
overcame.
yeah.
I didn't hear you.
No, I was just saying, instead of people saying, look what that person overcame, they overcame that hurdle.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
So when you
yes.
first start dating someone, like, do you guys think you should tell them that you have a background, that you've been to jail?
No, no, not unless you're gonna be in a relationship. Then I don't. Now to each his own. If I know I'm gonna be in a relationship with somebody, then I would tell them, because you never know who they know, or you know what I'm saying. You never know who they know, and then there's really ain't nobody business unless you just want to. I'm an open book. If you knew me, I'm an open book. I don't mind answering no questions about my sexuality. None of that. Me going to prison, none of that. I don't care about none of that. None of that bothers me. But I don't think it's that important to tell somebody unless you just want to tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it varies on the charge, you know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. That too. That too.
what you were arrested for. Um, because you want to be open with someone on certain things, because if it was to go to something else, you don't want that to be a shock to them. If y'all in a a situation where you all may be applying for something, or someone has surprised your mate with that news and like, hey, this person had this, or what have you. Sometimes that could be a shock. And like I said, it all depends on the charge too. If it's domestic, you know what I'm saying. I feel like that's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying. Anything could be domestic. Um, if it's drugs involved, but you're a changed person, I feel like that's old news, and to bring it up, hey, I don't plan on being in that life, and I don't plan on bringing it around you, and you tell your mate that. But if it's like messing with kids or some shit like that, then yeah,
Yeah, I think that should be told because you never
yeah,
know.
exactly. But yeah, I've dated someone that was in jail. We didn't date for too long because it was a tough situation. Something similar to yours, Terry. She had stabbed her partner, and at that point, that kind of just scared me to death. So she was really really jealous and aggressive, and I was young at the time, so I'm like, nah, I can't mess with that because, like I said, she was jealous about everything, anybody that passed by. You know what I'm saying? It was, and so I know um why her and her ex, you know what I'm saying, why that happened. She caught her down bad and she stabbed her multiple times. And
Wow.
it's like if man, just leave that person alone, man. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yes.
But I can understand if a person is physically abusing you, you know what I'm saying? So that's a different situation. But
I've never dated anybody that's been in jail before.
huh?
So I've never dated anyone that's been to jail before.
Yeah. It's
I haven't. I haven't either. And honestly, it's not that I'm judging anybody. I don't know if I could. Just because I'm more kind of in like my profession is kind of public, like a public type profession. I wouldn't want that to jeopardize my profession, my career.
Right.
You know, having somebody
But
dating
how
somebody.
how would it how would it jeopardize your career? Because I'm a foster parent. Like I have foster kids. I'm a foster parent. So how could that jeopardize your career? Dating a woman
Now
that
see,
was
now
locked
in
up?
different states. Now see, here in Louisiana, you wouldn't be able to be a foster parent.
No.
yeah.
You know, and I guess it's just different states. Have do different things. Um,
Hmm.
but so that would just be. I mean, like one time before I was and I don't just ask, hey, have you been to jail? I don't go looking nobody up because I expect people to be honest. When you're dealing, you're dating
Right.
somebody or whatever. But I had this situation. This one person I was dating before. Um, one time I was just driving. Credit card company called me. Hey, we need to pay me. You past due. I pay all my bills on time. Right? I don't want my credit messed up. So I went to looking like, it was a shock. I went to looking. I had so many charges, right, from the chick. So basically what happened, all my cards were still in my pocket. So somehow she got the numbers, charged the mugs up. I called, I'm calling the police because I'm disputing all this stuff off my cards. Man, them people
Mhm.
came. I gave them her name, her information, and then the police already knew me because I have to work with the police in my field. I mean, in my career. So with that being said, they're like, "Why are you dating somebody like this?" Man, she hadn't been arrested over like 20 some times. I didn't know because I didn't ask. Hey, have you ever been to jail and nothing like that?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just guilt by association.
yeah. And get what? Her ass sure went to jail too. They took her ass to jail.
Oh,
Charged my cards.
No,
Someone
yeah.
said, I've been a prison babe before. It lasted 2.5 years. I've always been the one who was locked down with Bay on the outside. It never ends well. Yeah. See, I don't know if I would wait for somebody if they went to jail. But if they went to jail, if somebody went to jail and for years, I'm not waiting. Honestly, I wouldn't wait.
Yeah, that's
why not? You can't be faithful to somebody that's locked up.
Well, if you're locked up, then to me that's not a relationship. A relationship is freedom of time and other things, as well as us providing a lifestyle for one another. You can't do that for me, and I can't do that for you if you're in jail.
Yes, you can be there for them and wait on them to get out. Now, if they get out and don't do the right thing and jeopardize your life, then so be it. But uh, well,
Yeah, I would. For me, I'm just saying. For me, I wouldn't put my life
right.
on hold for somebody that went to jail because I'm out here on my own, making it on my own, living my life on my own. I feel like I'm single and I'm on my own. At that point, I don't want
mhm.
to enjoy, relationship. I mean, how are we seeing each other? How are we building?
You ain't building on nothing because that person. Yeah, I agree.
When you can't count on that person,
I
you
see where
know,
you're coming from. Yeah.
to have your back on an emotional level. You know what I'm saying? I may be having a bad day or something, or um,
Oh, we all lost contact.
uh, I may be having a bad day. You can't, um, assist, not assist, but you know what I'm saying? Deal with me on an emotional level. Gives me the
Yeah, there's no
emotional support.
emotional support. There's no
Put
Yeah,
them in both ways.
emotional support, but you know what I mean. I can't call you whenever I want to. You can't
yeah.
be there physically to support me. Mentally, you should focus on what you have going on and making sure you stay safe and you make the changes you need to make in your life. So you don't have the space to really cultivate a relationship with nobody else.
hmm And
Yeah.
then, from what I hear, man, there's so many um people that are in prison. They have the nerve to be unfaithful. You
Right.
know,
How you in jail and you're unfaithful?
you know, like that's insane, man. Like,
Yeah.
nah,
But
but
the reason why they mess with women, the same reason what you just said, like they're not there with you to comfort you, so they need somebody there to comfort them. Maybe that's the reason why. I'm not saying it because I didn't do it. I mean, I had a relationship, but I wasn't cheating on nobody. But
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason why. And then
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of men and women out there seek. Y'all would not believe this. It's a lot of men and women that seek people in prison.
They do. They do. They do.
It's a lot of them. They
Yeah.
write them. They send them big money.
Yeah.
Like damn.
They get married.
Like yeah,
They wait
yeah.
till
They get married in prison. The
out.
whole nine.
the pen pals, and
Yeah, pen pals.
they,
That's what they call
they,
pen pals.
they
Look, y'all,
actually
cause
they
didn't
actually have
Oh, go ahead, G. I don't want to cut you off.
well, yeah, they actually have women and some men that there was a documentary I was watching. They seek sociopaths and serial killers, and just for the thrill to be with a person like that. And You know, that's just crazy, man. Why would you want to be with a serial killer? Like, what was that guy that killed all those the white girls? Was it Brady or whatever?
Well, there's several names. Ted Bundy.
I
Ted
know a
Bundy.
lot of people.
Ted
Okay.
Bundy.
Yeah. And he was very charismatic and very good looking. That's what
Charismatic.
women always think the boogeyman is gonna be some stinky old, crusty guy. And he could
Yeah,
be. Don't get me wrong, that happens too. But
yeah.
those sweet talkers, then the women want to marry him later. They watch the trial and I don't care if you're innocent or guilty.
Man,
Can I make you a pie?
that man had women flocking over him. And like how this man and killed several women, like man, did all kind of crazy stuff, man. Nah. What you about to say, Dre?
Oh yeah, I was about to say, didn't Remy and Papoose, wasn't she in jail when they met?
Hey, Remy was in jail.
Oh no, they were already together when she went to jail.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But he stuck by her. That's a dude.
And he is
that-
1 million. They need to clone more of him because most men would not wait and not have 3 or 4 children, other relationships and all this other kind of stuff.
Candace said they do that to keep money on their books. That's true.
Oh yeah, they date people to do that. Yeah.
I heard that. I hear that a lot too. That a lot of people, yeah, they do that to keep ends and stuff coming in. I know some people that take care of families from jail. They done went to jail with a good bit of money or something like that, and still can move things out on the street from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But from what they say, it's more drugs in the prison and guns and stuff than we have out here.
So would you date
It is.
somebody?
It's more drugs in prison. It's more drugs in prison. To me, prison, they say you supposed to move, Max. They say, I'm sorry, guys. They say prison, you're supposed to get rehabilitated. I just think that you learn more traits of breaking the law in prison. To me, you go in there, you learn other people's crimes, and you get
learn
out
how
and
to be a
think
better
that
criminal. They say, right?
Yeah.
right. You get out and think, oh, I can do that better because I'm this and I'm that. That's not always true.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to Javier Shadaya. I hope that they are still watching and they're ready to respond. But they say, I've been a prison babe before. It lasted for 2.5 years. I've always been the one who was locked down with Bay on the outside. It never ends well. So my response, Free to Be Me's response was, are you incarcerated right now or are you out? I would find that very interesting if you were in. I got a million questions if you are. But yeah, and then it doesn't work. I mean, it gotta be the separation, right? Like how can you keep a relationship up and you never get to sleep with the person, see the person, eat dinner with the person? That's gotta be tough.
I misread the comment at first. I thought she was saying I'm sorry that I thought the commenter was saying that they were dating someone on the inside and it never ended well. But they're saying that there was a person on the inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now some jails I know they have some iPads and stuff like that, but for the most part they don't have access to
Nowadays
stuff.
they got internet where you can see each other and you can send money, and that's back then when I was going to jail, when I went to prison, they didn't have all that. They had food visits. You can come up, you can cook. My family can cook. I can cook dinner for my kids, and but it wasn't on no everyday thing. It was on a like you got to be good behavior and stuff like that.
So Terry, did you get paid for like any work you did while you were in jail?
Yeah, I worked. Ouch! I worked the highway crew. It was called MoDOT at the time. I worked that. Um, I got paid for that. It was just like a job. And my first job was McDonald's, and then I tried the nursing thing, but I didn't like it. And then I liked the MoDOT because we was outside cleaning up outside and stuff. So yeah, they paid you. It was like you got a regular paycheck. We didn't get paid that much an hour, but it was a check.
Yeah, well, that
We
was back.
did taxes on it. You can file your taxes. Yeah.
May I ask, how much per hour was it? That goes back to what I said in the beginning about getting cheap labor from
It
prisoners.
was
I
cheap
think they
labor.
get cheap labor. So would you agree that they were getting cheap labor out of you?
Most definitely, because say for instance, if you worked in the prison and you couldn't leave, say you had a lot of people that I was locked up with, I had saw on TV. That's why I was scared when I first went down. But after having my first fight, it was a done deal. I was like, oh, I'm good now. But if
Better
you like, say for
let them
instance,
hoes know, huh, Terry?
Wait, so what happened with you?
you for real.
What happened with your first fight? Like, was that as soon as you got in, or like how did that start?
We go
No,
to
no, I was a tutor. You go to school and if you got your GED or your high school diploma, whatever, you don't have to go to school. So you can get a job. You can get a job depending on how much time that you're doing. Like if you're a lifer, you can't get no outside job. That ain't gonna happen. But I was a tutor and I was tutoring this young lady and in her getting her GED. And her girlfriend said we were spending too much time together, even out of school, like on the yard. She would bring her books out. First of all, I wasn't even into women like that because I had my girlfriend at home. So I wasn't even into you like that. And then you're a feminine woman. I don't like film. So long story short, we was on the dorm one day and she was like, I'm tired of this. What's going on between y'all and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. So I ain't saying nothing because one, I don't know this chick. She a stud. I don't know nothing about her. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. So her girlfriend kept telling her, like, it's nothing, baby. It's nothing. It's nothing. And she was like, oh, I'll be back. I'll be back. And somebody was like, Terry, she finna go get some shoes. Y'all, she finna fight you. I was like, oh, for real? So I was like, okay. So I went in my room. I took my roommate's lock and I took my lock off of her locker. I put it in a sock. I balled it around my hand. I put it I had my arms crossed. And when she came towards me, I just started swinging. And then her girlfriend jumped me. The female that I was helping, she jumped me. And then they friend jumped me. So all three of them jumped me, but I came out with no licks on me. And the girl who started the fight, this one had all the licks on her, had knots on her head and stuff. And she was pressing charges on me. So I was looking at 5 more years. But somebody gave me the game and was like, if you say you want to press charges on her, they'll drop it. So when the caseworker came down to find out, yeah, you can press charges on people while you locked up. Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You file
but
motion.
huh?
I said you could file motions. You could file people
Oh
become
yeah.
like lawyers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
One
your
girl told me she was
lawsuit.
like, T, if you tell them you want to press charges on her, trust and believe they're gonna drop it because she don't want to go to jail. She don't want to stay in here longer. And I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, just tell the caseworker and say it loud while y'all in the hole. Because I was in the hole for 6 months. I got 6 months for that, for beating that girl with a lock. But see, I got so much time because listen to my charge. My charge was an assault. So now I'm coming to prison. It's like I ain't learned my lesson. That's how they feel. Like Shane, when I went to go to the parole office, I got denied because in jail before I went to prison, I beat a girl with some soap in a sock because I didn't know no better. Shit, I was protecting myself. No one is never gonna hit me. I'm gonna just say
Wait,
that you'll never hit me.
before you went to jail,
Yeah, you go to jail first before you go to prison.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm already going for assault. Then I beat a girl with some soap in a sock. Now I'm in prison and I'm beating girls with a lock in the sock. So it's like this chick ain't learned her lesson. So we're gonna lay her down for some more time,
Yeah.
you know. But they don't understand. You're not there. You a caseworker. You don't live the life we live in prison, you know. It's
Right.
just like on TV. Like for real. Half of that stuff is true on TV.
So how much time did you do overall? Did you say?
I did 3.5 years on a 7-year bid.
Okay. So they eventually let you out early, or you had time
No, they
to.
let me. No, they let me out because yeah, it was my time was up, and I didn't get no more charges, and I walked my time down. When I came home, I got me a job, and I went back to my old job. I was a manager at a restaurant. Went back to my old job, and
Oh, that's
my
good.
life just been like what it is. It is what it is, and I ain't looked back. That's not a place for me. That's not what I want. You know,
That's
I
Say
wouldn't
that
good.
change it for
again.
the
You did.
world.
Say it again. You did. How many years on a
I
whatever
did three
bid?
and
And
I
what does
did
bid
I
mean?
did
What does that mean?
that means I had 7 years. They call them bids. Like you had a
Okay.
7-year bid. Like yeah, but I did 3.5 years on seven. Yeah.
But that's good. You were able to go back to work when you got out.
Yeah. I have a big family and I have a plethora of, as they say, of friends and family. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So was that basically like you got probation
I was on
after
parole.
or parole?
Probation and parole is to do two different things. Yeah. I was on parole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I walked down the 3.5 years. I did 3.5, and I had to walk the rest down. Go see my PO every month, and then I wound up getting off because I was working. I was working. I was coming to see him. I was paying my restitution, so I wound up getting off papers early. So
Now you say paying
yeah.
restitution. Is that so? That's a
hmm
monetary fee you have to pay as an exchange for having a reduced sentence, or in other words, if you have
Just for
done
being
7 years flat out, would you still have to pay restitution?
no, no,
Oh, okay.
because I wouldn't be on papers no more.
So you bought
You're
you
not on
bought
paper
some
when
you bought
you
some
ever
time.
hear.
You bought some time, as they say.
Basically, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, she would have been on
You hear people
parole.
say they 12, right? You hear people say I 12. That means they stayed and did their whole time. And they would ask you that, do you want to stay? And hell no. Like, no. And then like I was getting so much money coming in because I was working and I was getting taxes and all of that. So they was trying to make me pay for being there. I'm like, I don't want to pay for being here.
Right.
I mean, if that's the case, send me home. So
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Does anybody else have anything to add on that one, Taylor Trail? Because I really got to get us moving on to Mr. R. Kelly, get that update out of the way. Yeah, since we're talking about
Now,
prison and jail, R. Kelly news. Go ahead, Tanya. I'm listening.
now I'm just wondering, what did he do now?
Well, now they're saying that he is facing federal sex trafficking. Case was filed on him Friday. They're entering some new evidence and against their new accusations of a slew of new crimes they insist Kelly committed, including alleged. Wait, let me get me together. Because I don't make sure, don't sue me, Mr. Kelly. I don't know. It's alleged to me. Alleged. Alleged allegations. That is not a term, but we're going to make it one. G, can we get a t-shirt? Alleged allegation.
Mhm.
Since our grandma G is being criticized by
Right.
by the
Your
viewers,
friend.
by my
No,
friends,
but yeah, by your friend.
right. So anyway, we know that alleged allegations is redundant and incorrect, but hey, we're having fun. Okay, so at any rate, alleged abuse they are charging Kelly with of a male under the age of 18. So apparently he was a 17-year-old boy in 2006, and he met him at the McDonald's. The baby can't even get a burger.
Mhm.
The baby can't get his little Happy Meal. That damn Kelly,
What?
you all at the playground, the school, and the McDonald's, nigga. They had to lock you up, my nigga. I'm sorry. That's not even much fair. Any worse, your ass would have had a cartoon. Okay, according to the docs obtained by TMZ, Kelly met a 17-year-old boy in 2006 at McDonald's, whom they say Kelly then invited to a party at his Chicago residence. The kid went. Hold on, Tara. Your TV got loud on me. Tara. Okay. The kid went with his parents, but the feds say Kelly told him to swing by next time by himself. And apparently the 17-year-old did just that. At which point things allegedly turned sexual. The feds say that upon returning visits to Kelly's place, under the guise of trying to help him jumpstart the boy's singing career, Kelly began a sexual relationship with him. Soon after that, prosecutors claimed the 17-year-old introduced Kelly to yet another minor male who was either 16 or 17 at the time. And so TMZ has the full story credit to TMZ. At any rate, it goes on to say that it wasn't until years later that something materialized between the second John Doe and Kelly, so say friends. They say Kelly did, in fact, begin a sexual relationship with him as well, but that he allegedly would command the guy to have sex with women in his orbit, and allegedly filmed a lot of these encounters. There are new Jane Does sprinkled in the filing as well. By the way, on top of the ones he's already alleged to have trafficked. So it's just more evidence of the same that Mr. Kelly was involved in. Oh Lord! And then they look, they got him at the McDonald's.
Yeah.
He can't even eat. Yeah, you better stay out of there, Kelly. You better fry them at home. Anyway.
So do you all believe, like I didn't watch any of the documentaries or the reports or anything, but do you all believe that all of this is true, or maybe some of it is true, or maybe not?
Man.
Yeah, I think you know, like you said, with the little guys and stuff, I think they just trying to tack it on them, like. But you can't have that many people coming out and saying that, and it's no
No
type
truth to it.
of what's genuine about it. It's like they gotta be telling the truth. They ain't just making all that up, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. But anyway, that's I don't know.
I heard like you said, the guy, the boys too that he's messing with, it was something with another boy that was apparently similar to the way how the girls were. He met the boy at a concert, and apparently he has a wife or so, allegedly has a wife or something. This is an alleged situation. But he has a wife or something, but he messes around with R. Kelly also. So there's another guy that is apparently indicted also for some type of bribery stuff or something, I believe, with the maybe bribery with the girls or something. I kind of briefly heard the story, but I know it was another guy that was said to have came out to be molested or what have you with him. My thing is, how can they say molested if you were going there and doing that? How can that be considered molestation?
Well, maybe because he was underage at this time.
But if it were okay, so if he's still underage, and I know a minor can't consent, but
I think it should be according on knowledge of a juvenile versus like he just molested or raped these people because they were willing participants.
yeah, and like you said, maybe yeah, carnal knowledge of a juvenile. Because a lot of this stuff, man, I know it's a bunch of this and that with the with the parents and stuff, wanting to come out and be like, oh well, we coming to get our child and woo the woo, but they was the ones that was doing the whole little deal, basically presenting their daughter out there like this here, and you know, nah, after she done rip and ran with the nigga, but y'all taking trips and all of this here and letting this nigga have y'all child. You shouldn't have, it shouldn't have been in that position, I feel. And you doing as you thinking, oh, this is celebrity, not knowing, this sick motherfucker.
I read an article that said his wife at the time knew about everything, and she was also a part of some of that. I don't know if that's true or not at all, but I remember reading that a few weeks ago.
The wife who has his kids, her,
Yeah, the dancer Adrian, whatever her name is.
yeah, yeah, she was all in the stuff too. Cause she it was really really weird how she was on the documentary. She got beat and he did this and with the rule, but then she singing his song in the car, and because
She
she was it
what?
was "Step in the Name of Love" was playing, and she like she's singing his song in the car. If that's something that someone that did that much damage to you, and we're talking about mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that damage.
Yeah, that's a syndrome. It's a psychological term where you
The
feel,
Stockholm syndrome,
yeah, where you feel
yeah.
compassion and whatever for someone who has victimized you in some sort of way. So it could be that.
Man, yeah, it was weird because to hear her, I seen the documentary. She was literally like in tears, all of this here. Oh, he did this, and I couldn't come outside, and he locked me in the house, and I didn't have this, and woo the woo. But then you sitting in the car on live playing this nigga song. And they had one chick that I don't know if she came out, but she was like she had been molested by him, but she still liked to listen to his music.
So do you all still listen to his music? Honestly,
I do. I listen to some songs. I'm gonna keep it real. You know.
I can't really listen to him anymore. I'm gonna keep it real. Some songs I do, but then now it's like the lyrics they seem eerily like for voting and telling. It just seem weird. And then I just want to cut them off. It's other people I can listen to. Like D'Angelo.
I listen to his music and I kind of agree a little bit with what she was saying. Like, how do you allow your kids? You know, your kids know because if you go on Netflix, his whole bio is on Netflix. So everything about from each girl that girls saying they was at courthouse, they went to the courthouse to see his case, and that's how they hooked up with him. Why would you go knowing that that's what he went for? Why would you go behind somebody else knowing that this man supposedly in court right now for raping somebody? Now you go and now you a victim too. And then y'all parents didn't ask where y'all was going or did they care? Like, come on
Well,
now.
maybe people didn't know. How you know they know? A lot of people. The world is a big place. There's a lot of
Why
people.
not?
A
Okay,
lot of people
if
don't
you
pay.
pull it up on Netflix,
You should
if
know.
you
You
pull it
should
up
not
on
know
Netflix, one girl said she went home and he let her go home because she kept saying, "I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble." So he told her to go home, but bring her butt right back in a day. So she was gone for 24 hours. So if you was that scared that he was molesting you, that was your opportunity to tell somebody. I still listen to his music because he got damn good music. Simple as that to me. I love his music.
Well,
I still watch the Cosby Show. Yeah, no,
there are a
it
lot of
is what it
songs
is.
that he wrote and produced for other artists. So whether you listen to songs that are by him, you probably still listen to his
Hmm.
music anyway, and you don't even know.
Right, right.
You said you still watch the
I
Cosby
listen. I do. I do. I don't like what he did, but hey, you don't know what a person did in their life. I don't know what you did behind closed doors. You don't know what I did behind closed doors. So, but because that stuff is out there in the field, we not supposed to watch their show no more. He didn't touch me. Hell, he got good work. I'm sorry that everybody going through what they go through, but hey, it is what it is. I love R. Kelly music. I've been to a couple of his concerts. Yeah, just
I've
2 years.
been to
Right.
I just gotta say, wow, Terry, wow. Anyway.
See, y'all so closed in.
Wow.
Y'all not open minded.
No, but I want to
Yeah.
be sensitive to those who have
not
ever
gonna
been
lie.
touched or
And I
raped by a man or woman or
I've
anybody
been
against their
molested by
will.
my sister's father for years. I'm molested by my cousin. It is what it is. Like I had to
Wow,
go through
Terry.
what I went through. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe them. I never once did I say I still listen to his music. You asked a question. I still like his music. Like I believe everything about Bill Cosby. I think his ass still should be locked up. R. Kelly should never get out for what he did. Because you don't know what you're going through when somebody is touching you, violating you. You don't know what a person mentally going through.
But it is that you noted, I mean, you had shared about your violation, but it is noted that R. Kelly did come out and say that he also was molested. As was he 13 or 14 or 10 or something like that?
oh yeah, by a woman.
Yeah, like a female
Yeah,
cousin of
yeah,
his.
Yeah. Thank you,
yeah. Somebody
sister.
that
That
babysitting him.
excuses anything, but hurt people,
Yeah.
y'all. It is
Yeah.
a
Wait a
But you
minute,
know what?
sister.
No, 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 no. I don't agree. I mean, I agree with
not
that,
all, not
but
all.
I no, no. I agree with that, but still, you know how it felt when somebody hurted you. Why put that pain on somebody else? You see what I'm saying? My cousin kept saying, "Oh, little Terry, I'm sorry." I had to make him say he was sorry first of all, but he was like, "It happened to me, and I didn't know that it wasn't okay." Bastard, you knew because how you felt when it happened to you is how I felt when it happened to me when you did it to me. So why do that to somebody? Why put that pain on somebody else? No, no, mm-mm,
Yeah. I was
no.
just what you're stating now. Uh, I don't know if you all caught it, but Jonica, um, Jig for Shig made a post just the other day, and it stated, you know, don't be the person to hurt other people like they did you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it felt, how how that person feels. So instead, you know what I'm saying, be the positive one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
That's right. I wholly
doing
agree.
hurting. You know what I'm saying? Show sympathy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? Be positive instead of as someone hurt you, don't be that same person. You know what I'm saying? Change the script pretty much. And I thought that was a real positive post because a lot of people do. They like, oh well, this person messed over me. Uh I went
Mhm.
to a mechanic and they did my car like that. So yeah, I get the chance to do that. So I'm gonna do that to somebody too. And man, that it's just negative, man.
It was a guy in St. Louis years ago, a good friend of mine, and he had AIDS. He got it from a girl. Cheating, got it from a girl. He was going around giving it to every female he met, and somebody killed him. You can look him up. I can't think of his name right now, but you can look him up and it'll tell his story. But he was a really good friend of mine and he got AIDS and he just was giving it to because he was hurt, he was pissed, he was mad. But if you wasn't cheating on your girlfriend, you wouldn't have got it. First of all, but yeah, he didn't care what woman he met and he slept with. He did it on purpose. He infected so many people before he died, and a female killed him.
Well, the thing is that when you are a hurt person and you don't deal with your hurt, um, you don't have space to offer yourself any grace. So therefore, you don't have the space to offer anyone else any grace. So you're going to inflict pain on other people, even though you know deep down it's not right. You still will do it just because you haven't dealt with what's going on with you internally.
Right.
Yeah, agree.
Somebody out here just said something about why all of a sudden this information came out. I agree with them. Why is it coming out now with the boy and or Kelly? Which if y'all see the thing on Netflix, his story, all the women coming out. One woman said he had a man with them. Or Kelly is bi. He messed with men and women.
Oh,
And but why? Or if you watch the R Kelly thing on Netflix. He got every woman that ever said something against him is on Netflix. And one woman said it one of the guys that he hang with or something that R. Kelly is bi. But why this boy all of a sudden coming up saying this after R. Kelly is in jail? Okay, let him ride, let him do whatever he gonna do in jail. But why bring it up now? You know?
Well, they said he used to make one of the girls dress like a stud. Um,
Yep. Yeah, I read that too.
that
I saw that
she
on
did,
Netflix. Yeah.
yeah, she did
But
make.
I feel like, but Terry, to your point, it's like y'all already got him. He already in jail. Just let him. No, he needs to. You have to be held accountable for each and every occurrence in the story. You need to be able. Your. It's not about him. Fuck him.
Right,
It's about the.
right.
It's
It's not
about the
about him. It's about
victim.
the
And
victim.
if the
That's
victim
true.
is decided, I don't give a shit how many years later they want their day in court to face their accuser
that's
for a
right.
sexual
Okay.
crime, they get to do that.
That's
Terry, I'm
true.
sorry. I just
That's true. That's true. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. You right.
Oh, R.
all of this for the Pied
You
Piper. Then he
so
called himself
talented,
the
though.
Pied Piper. He used to call himself the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper
Right.
was that fable, that dude in the fable who played the flute so well. He mesmerized all the kids out the town.
All
And he sick the rats on the city or something. We got to look up the story, but he tell on himself. I bet he thought he was real clever. But anyway,
if you listen to the lyrics, they are, you will hear it in a different way now.
yeah, that's what I say. His music is different from me now because he is so smart, And what
So
if he was,
talented, it's crazy.
yeah, what if he was working through his issues through his music? You see what I'm saying? It would make sense as that was his medium of art to express himself in general. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know I got this famous twins update. Let me get this going. And I know everybody may or may not have remembered that we spent a lot of time previously talking about the famous twins. I just wanted to go over it again because this is where the culture is at. This is what we're trying to do. I'm not saying I glorify these young ladies in any way. I think the ladies are talented, and I think they are, persistent and show a lot of gumption. Now that being said, I'm not real certain how I find their um, mode of execution favorable. I should say that. They're executing their game plan, and again, their dad helped set up a lot of who they are by teaching them, the business. So I'm just at a crossroads, but they are already. Sorry, Tanya. They are already. They ready. They ready for back to school. They're gonna have a pop-up shop for grades K through 5. Now I don't know.
K through 5.
K through 5.
That's not fly for the K through 5.
And what do I want my K through 5 daughter wearing here? Like, what's going on here?
Exactly.
Who's gonna pop up? Wait, it's a pop-up shop to.
Right.
What are we selling on?
I mean, I just want my little K through 5 to. What happened to eraser toppers for the pencils? Like, I don't need lip gloss and little bikini tops for the 5-year-olds. We talking about problem now. Good Lord have mercy. Anyway, this is what the children are up to. This is what the kids are up to. This famous twins in Alabama. And let me see what else they got.
To become a vendor, pop-up shop. Vendors, we will be doing a school supply giveaway.
Oh, that's admirable.
Back to the community.
That's admirable. So I mean, I ain't mad at them for that.
Oh, save the date, August 3rd. Bring your kids out. It's a fun day. Special guest us.
Wait, who's the special? Oh, they're the special guest.
Yeah, special guest is us.
And look, if y'all can see this here, Mrs. Mighty 252 says, sad, claiming y'all hate each other. Did you forget y'all got y'all father killed and you promoting? Wow. They've been promoting. They promoted the same day. They promoted him. And the next day, they ain't stopped promoting, man. But so people are giving him hate mail, and I don't know, people follow him. Like, is this what it takes to get famous, though?
What's the other say? Why is this a flyer? Go up a little bit.
Why is this a flyer for a kid's back to school promo? Inappropriate. I mean, what is this? What's going on? What the lace front? For who I want to see the lace front going to school in K through 5. I want to see the mama spending money on a lace front for the 3rd grader. Share if you are a mother and you buying your 3rd grader lace front or 4th grade or 5th grade in K through 5, text me. I would love to have you on and kind of understand your parental choices. Let's see what else they're up to really quickly. Let's see if we can get some volume on here. Looks like they're going to Biloxi, Mississippi. I don't know. I can't get the volume on there now. But August 27th, get yours on Ticketmaster.
Oh, she has her whole neck tattoo.
Yeah, you missed that. She did that too. She went live. So Sway, who had the 20, now has more than just that. I think it's Sway. Yeah, they've been posting every day almost since, and they couldn't go to the funeral, and they posted about that. Yeah. I actually had that one. I think I had that somewhere else, but yeah, Allie and them were upset because the police wouldn't let them attend the daddy's funeral. But it's just all of that went down. A lot of people still don't know what all went down. So just to recap really
Yeah.
quick, the famous twins are two young ladies out of Alabama on their rap career. Their daddy was their manager. They're young ladies, growing up, trying to be famous. They got little boyfriends and so forth. And you know, as sisters do, you hang with your sister know all your business. So once one sister basically got the information of the other sister and filled out for a PPP loan because she knew the other sister wasn't gonna do it, and used the boyfriend's name and address, or address or whatever, and checking account information to try to abscond with the funds. And so, make a long story short, one of the twins finds out Nim, Allie Nim. She goes over to confront, the boyfriend and the sister, after she does her first YouTube. Keep in mind, her first YouTube is how she explains, how she discovers that they have stolen over 8 grand of I'm sorry, not PPP loan, unemployment. They whatever the unemployment pandemic unemployment process was. One of the sisters took the social security number of the other sister and devised a plan with her and her boyfriend to abscond away with the funds in that girl's name. Her food stamps got cut off subsequently, and that made her go research why her food stamps were cut off. And come to find out, they said that your earnings didn't match what you said. So once that happened, the sister went to the other sister's house or whatever. And make a long story short, they all got into it. Back and forth. And then the brother, I'm sorry, not the brother, the boyfriend smashed one of the sisters in the face with the butt of a pistol, such that it scarred her face. So she got upset, as undoubtedly any female would. And 3 days later, her daddy comes. She goes back to that house with her dad to kind of fight for her and defend her. And as a dad would, he goes over there to defend her honor and all of this. And the other sister arms the other man with a gun, in her own words, and they got to shooting, is how they put it. And the daddy wound up having several, at least 4 shots. And so that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy in and of itself. But keep in mind that through maybe almost a good 80% of this whole tragic ordeal, the sisters go live. They have the presence of mind. I mean, but they've been babies conditioned. They grew up in the Instagram world. We didn't grow up in the Instagram world. And so maybe that's what kids at now. They gonna turn that live on. They didn't render aid. They didn't try to put pressure on the wounds. Maybe they didn't know to do that in a gunshot situation. You don't want the person to bleed out. They need to stay still until the ambulance gets there. But nobody rendered aid to the man, and we see it because the children themselves go live and point the camera at the daddy as he's writhing in agony and pain. Check out episode 9, Fredo Bang episode 9, if you want to see that. That's how this story got started for us. And then every day since, they've been going live and promoting. And so it just seems like back in the day, this would be called sociopathic activity. And it's playing out in real time for us. And nobody's saying shit. Ain't nobody doing a goddamn thing about it. So anyway, I find it interesting. So I feel like I want to cover them. I don't know. It's like, this is, gee whiz. Like, I feel responsible for them. And I feel saddened that this is happening with them. And I'm curious about them. Like, shit, I got a lot of emotions when it comes to these little twins. So
why
and they're so talented. And I like the music. That's what's conflicting. The music is good to me because they playing music from Baton Rouge. Little Boosie, they rapping over, old good hits. Gee, that we used to, when we was rolling in the club, we would have been banging these hits. Now they rapping on top of them, but the beats are good. You see what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
clever for two little girls out of Alabama trying to get their guap. I'm not, I got, it's like I'm conflicted. I want to support. I don't want this one, but damn, there's some Santeria sacrificial bullshit. And then they saying it's just all kind of coincidence. It's just a tragic story. Could be. But it's the reactions, after the fact that are more of the story to me than the actual tragedy. But anyway.
Yeah, to let them, it's a lot with that. It was another one. Did y'all see that one? Forgot the names of those. There's another set of twins that killed their mom. Did y'all see that one?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No, they was rappers. They from the
No,
south. Where they from?
they weren't any rappers. But they killed their mom. They put her in a bathtub or something.
What was
And
that? What year?
this year,
Oh,
yeah, apparently they stabbed her several times and everything. And she apparently was alive when they had her in the tub. And but they had both of the twins and the investigator on together. And once they separated them apart, they kind of took their story apart. And then they went to telling, basically they went to school and everything to try to play it off and act like the house was robbed or something when they got back. But they stabbed the mom up in the tub and all kind of stuff.
take a
Yeah,
look,
they
G.
were beautiful little girls, man.
Take a look, G. Is this what you were
Yeah,
referring to?
that's them. That's
Mm.
them.
Yeah, I think they have a documentary on them.
Already? When did this just happen? Then
Yeah.
now was their mom? Are they interracial?
Um, I don't know. Are they interracial?
Are
Dre?
you? I I'm not sure. Cause I know what I had kind of started watching something on them, but no, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So some murderous twins, not to be confused with the famous twins, who didn't really commit a murder, but they broadcast it.
Yeah.
These twins didn't broadcast the murder, but they are allegedly committed a murder against their own mother. Wow. What
Yeah.
is that? What did that mother do to deserve that? Gee, what?
And that's what I'm like, man. It's like you can't give these kids everything, because they expect it. You can't give them too less because then they out doing all kind of weird stuff to get it. And it's like it's man, it's just such a fine and finicky line.
Wow, look at the mother, like just a regular mom, like
Yeah.
bruh,
And
bruh.
she said the girl was crying. She said the mom was in the tub, like, y'all gonna go to jail. Y'all gonna go to jail. And they just stabbing them.
Jazzmaya and Tasmaya, Tasmaya,
Yeah.
Whitehead. Wow.
It
Yeah,
seems like
that
the
was,
one on the right maybe not the ringleader.
Maybe
huh?
they did it was in jail.
Like the one on the right in the gray, is that twins, right? Yeah. So the one on the right, I don't know. She seems like she may not have been the ringleader just by her facial expression in that picture. Like the one on the left in the pink was, seemed like she maybe is the more
The one
dominant.
on the one on the left is what?
She seems like she's maybe the more dominant twin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because that's what I don't know which one, but it was one of they separated them and the investigators could tell that um they were feeding off one of them were like feeding one the thing, so they knew they had a weak one. And
Right.
they separated them. And basically that's how they got their confession. but they let them go and released them, and they went out, and I don't know if they got the insurance money and everything, but they released them, and they basically was talking shit like, oh yeah, but they ain't got nothing on us and woo woo, and I think they had phone records or phone calls or something. I don't know the entire story verbatim, but I know
That's
it's
kind of
something
like
similar.
the Menendez brothers. I think that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they just let them out, and they told on themselves by their actions.
Yeah.
Now this crime happened back in 2010. Okay. So that was some
Oh, okay.
time ago.
2010. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, they must be making news now because maybe they're getting a TV deal or.
Yeah, they gotta tell you. That's how I didn't watch the whole thing, but that's how I knew about it off a documentary.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another little story, about some twins that
But these,
crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm good for the evening, y'all. We did good. We got a lot of stuff in. There's a lot of stuff we didn't mention that happened this week, and I just real quick I heard that Jay-Z jumped on that new Kanye album. Dreadhead, I think you told me that. Did you were you able to check out the song Jay-Z is on? Did you listen to it yet?
Well, no, he pushed the album back. He currently is
yeah,
living in a Mercedes Stadium in Atlanta, finishing up the album.
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, but so we are all like anticipating listening to that track whenever it drops. And
So
then
y'all support Kanye now?
Huh?
yeah, look, Beyonce and them they took them back, so we got to
Oh,
take them back.
because a lot of people in the black community they were done with Kanye.
Says him with that Trump stuff and all of that. Man, people have been done with Kanye, man. He getting up there going hard.
Yeah. And then somebody told me something about Super Scent from New Orleans. And I remember she had got that boyfriend, a new boyfriend or something. But I guess they didn't split up now. They exes now. I hadn't been keeping up with Super, so we're gonna try to keep up with a little story with Super Scent on Sunday. But did something happen? Is that why this made the news? Or
Yeah, she caused a whole bunch of commotion for no reason.
Oh, talking
she
about
she
Super.
did? Yeah. What happened?
She what it was, I think it had made 1 year that she had been out the relationship. So she basically had did a little, post one, saying like, it's been 1 year. Y'all thought I was gonna take him back, and I ain't taking. I ain't took him back and all of that. So then that's what got him all riled up, to get on there and start saying whatever he was saying. And then at the end of it, she's like, she ended up promoting her, the Crayola case or whatever. Said
What?
get 40% off with the guy name.
Yeah, you discount.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's what they were saying. Like she was like, oh, well, he was like, oh, I hope you get your sales or whatever. They were saying they think it was for a media thing, but that's why apparently she did it. I think she was saying some shit about him not being a good dad or something, because I actually caught, well, somebody shared it, part of his life, and he like, oh, my daughter loved me and this and that, which when she did make a post about it, um his daughter really loved him, like she running to him like white on rice.
who you talking about, G?
The dad,
From
Super Six daughter,
Oh, okay.
the dad that she split up with.
Mhm.
She had a big party for her daughter, And when he got there, she ran to him and she just wouldn't let him go. Like she just wanted to be with him. And so she's definitely a daddy's girl. And she said it herself that, he's a good dad, he's a good father and everything.
Oh, so yeah.
So yeah, she had his back.
Yeah. We had a few little comments that I neglected to see during the conversation. I think when we was talking about the first set of twins, famous twins, Latasha Robinson writes, "It's sad what people do for fame." You so right. And then Betty went ahead and she said December 2019. I think maybe we talking about another story, not real certain. And then Doc Morgan, Doc Morgan Moore says, "I swear people don't learn nothing from First 48." I guess when G was talking about the other twins and how they split up, divided them up into different rooms, and then because they found out one was weaker than the other. Oh no, they children, Doc. That's why this is a hell of a show. They're kids. They haven't graduated to probably watching 48 Hours. They think they're smart enough, which they're not, which is why they get caught. Let's see. And then Latasha Robinson says a Netflix movie will be next about those twins. You know it. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching this live. Thank you, Latasha. Thank you, Doc Morgan Moore. Thank you, Betty Harrell. Appreciate you so much, Kendra in the house, and Javier Shadaya. We want to thank you for joining us today. And Rush Shot That Media, of course, is my other page. So we're going to start filming and posting to different audiences. So thank y'all all for coming today. I appreciate you. Anything else we want to get off our chest?
That's it. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for coming to check us out. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to like and share. And hit that notification bell so you can be reminded every time we go free. Thursdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, Terry.
Thank you, Terry, for being open and honest your life story.
Terry, you so open, dog. Like you so open.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks, Tantrell. Thank you, T.
Good night.
All right. Thank you, G Money. All right, Dreadhead. It's been real. I'll see y'all Sunday.
Bye.